This is a Flux I'm working on, about to bend the trigger for. An order that I am attempting to pitch to E2 to match its E1. And I've got the gaps lined up and everything, ready for the trigger bend. Check this out. I have high hopes for this guy. Okay, I'm just about to take her off the workbench. Got the trigger bent. I am hoping I don't need to do anything much to this one because I'm really happy with the way that one came out. And I've got my work phone set up with Soundbrenner on it. So we're going to see where this comes into. Remember, we were aiming for E2. And I haven't been able to get quite that high on any of my harps yet. So we're going to see. And this thing doesn't really need any adjustment with the gaps. So here we go. Okay, and I've got quite a bit to play with here. So what I'm going to start by doing is just, I think, tapering it right down. We'll go from there. Okay, I actually ended up trimming it a bit, reshaped it. Haven't done any grinding to it yet, but we are now above C sharp. It sounds really good. Okay, well, let's grind some down and taper it and see how high I can get. I don't know what the next note would be after C sharp. Did I hit D next? I'm a drummer, so I don't know these letters. Okay, we are into the home stretch here. Just filing or sanding the trigger smooth now. I like to get it nice and real close and then use a high grit sandpaper to not only polish the trigger to make it smooth for playing, but to finely tune the harp itself to hopefully where I want it. Now I was aiming for E2. I got to D2, and this just sounds way too good to not stop here. So I think he's going to be plenty happy with D2. So this is using 600 still. It's going to go a little more, I think. And then I'll switch over to the 1000 grit and call it good. Now, I probably could have still gotten to E2, but what I wanted to do was keep his trigger lengths relatively the same. So in doing that, I think I was fortunate to hit D2 because that is quite a sought after note as I understand it, and I think understandably so, because just listen to it. I think that's good. That is not just good, but that's good enough. We are going to polish this with the 1000, and hopefully that puts it right on the 0. Now it is cold. Today is kind of cold here in southern Ontario. About, I think it's 7 degrees out Celsius. I have no idea what that is in Fahrenheit, Americans. I apologize. I would convert it, but you can instead. All right. Try some muting. All right, so I am not going to put any coconut oil on the frame because I've decided that when I heat treat the frame, again, what's our mantra? It's not just good, it's good enough. So I don't believe that it's going to oxidate any further, and but the reed itself has not been heat treated in any way, and I don't want it to rust. So I am going to put some coconut oil just on the center of the reed, and then wipe off whatever I can on the frame, and that'll be the end of it. Of course, it'll be sanitized and done one more time before I actually ship it off. And I intend to package these with similar shipping cases, which can be retained for the life of the harp. That's kind of the intention. But rather than just use styrofoam and drill a hole in it, I figured I might as well use some scrap wood, do the same thing, and that's kind of evolved into making the cases to go with them. So I intend to do that this afternoon and get our friend Philip's harps out into the mail, because rumor has it Canada Post is about to go on strike. Adios.